Hey, WokeNFree Nation, Newsly is an audio app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and reads them to you in a natural human voice.
For the first time in the history of the internet, the entire web becomes listenable. Browse articles from topics you choose and start playing. Stop scrolling, start listening.
You can follow any topic as specific as you like, from sports, science to Bitcoin, or even one of your favorite celebrities. It will find you the latest articles and read them to you aloud.
And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 50 countries. Our podcast, WokeNFree, is there too.
Now let's get into the episode. Hi, it's Natasha.
And Khalil.
And we are the co-hosts of
WokeNFree.
Thank you for tuning in to our 288th episode of WokeNFree. If you've been tuning in every week for WokeNFree Wednesday, you know that WokeNFree is all about being real and honest with each other and you. We talk about everything and anything important to us, you, the world, and nothing is off the table. This week, we are discussing artificial intelligence and why it's revolutionizing the world. So, a lot to dive in. Before we go there, a couple of things to go through. First, have you gone to WokeNFree.com not only to listen to this episode, but to also download it through the Podbean app? If you haven't, please do so. With the app, you can put in your comments and you can share with us how you feel about artificial intelligence. We're big fans, but curious to see where you stand on the matter. Now, if you listen to podcasts on a device where you can't put another app on it, that's like a couple of tears are shed. But good news is you can still go to WokeNFree.com, go on the Listen tab, and then pick your platform of choice where you're going to follow and subscribe to our show. So we're on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora. It's a WokeNFree world where podcasts are mostly listened to. You'll find us. And also on WokeNFree.com, please click to subscribe to follow the show through the Podbean app. And on social, you can always follow along our conversations and our content that's quite engaging on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, and LinkedIn at WokeNFree. And if you have 90 seconds, which is more of a statement, less of a question, we'd love a review. How is this show feeding into your life? What do you like most about it? What are you excited about for next week? So where do you do that at? Go to WokeNFree.com, go on the Listen tab, and then pick your platform of choice where you want to review the show. Thank you in advance for those 5-star reviews. Kicking it to you, Khalil.
Thank you. I'll take it from here. Before we start the conversation, I'd like to share a little bit about ourselves. This week we're asking, do you prefer to shower in the morning or at night?
Those are cool questions because there's like a benefit for both, actually. But I would say my overall preference would be the morning because, as folks, if you listen to the show or even follow me on my platform, dressandroommate.com, I am an early riser. And so when I shower in the morning, I feel like it really sets the tone for like freshness, renewal, and also just like then I can like spray on my pretty perfume and rub on my body oils. And it just, I don't know, it puts me in a good mood in the morning. How about you?
Yeah, I actually prefer the morning, but I end up doing mostly night showers just because it's easier with the baby and stuff, watching him. So I do prefer the morning shower because for me, you can just get like completely ready and then just go about your day. So at night, it's like I don't put on deodorant to go to bed.
Sure.
In the morning, you can do a full morning routine and then just go on with my day. So I also prefer the morning showers.
Yeah.
I think they revolutionized the world, actually.
Hardly.
But maybe the showers aren't doing it. But why is artificial intelligence revolutionizing the world?
Ah, that's the sloppy transition. I like it. Thank you. So, as shared on Brookings, BROOKINGS.edu, they shared the following, which I thought was like really just a cool summary of kind of what are we talking about when we're talking about AI. AI is a technology that's transforming every walk of life. It's a wide-ranging tool that enables people to rethink how we integrate information, analyze data, and then use resulting insights to improve decision-making. on the site, they go on to say, our hope through this comprehensive overview is to explain why AI is an audience to policymakers, opinion leaders, and interested observers, and demonstrate how AI is already altering the world and raising important questions for society, the economy, and governance. And then on builtin.com, I found this statement that I thought was really meaningful. So they say there are several industries that are impacted by AI, and they include the following: transportation, manufacturing, healthcare, education, media, customer service. And to be honest, I would say that that's just probably the tip of the iceberg, and there are even more industries that could be included here. But if you think just even within these spaces, there are specific staples that run the kind of how we orient and how we get on and how we make money and how we travel. And these are the spaces that are critical for us to be able to have a society. And so by default, if AI is impacting those industries that I mentioned, again, transportation, manufacturing, healthcare, education, media, and customer service, then you tell me how it's not revolutionizing the world.
It seems like finance should be on there too, I would think, because
the analyzation of the data and then but even just estimation, forecasting,
like in terms of money and stuff, I think that it is being used in programs to help with processing data and stuff. So
there you go.
I don't know. Like it's
you said, not holistic. I think
that's the tip of the iceberg. There's definitely some more stuff going on. But what we also have to mention, though, I know we've talked about AI before, but just to go over what AI actually is, because it's not Terminator, right? Where this is just a program making its own decisions and taking out the human race, but it's a little bit different. So let's identify what type of AIs exist today. According to Tech Target, there's 4 types. There's reactive AI, limited memory machines, theory of mind, self-aware AI. But the self-aware AI is the one that you see in the sci-fi movies, really. That's the AI that people, that's the one that people come to think of whenever they hear, when you originally heard that word. But nowadays it's a little bit different. They said there's also some other terms used to describe AI, narrow AI or weak AI, and that's the type of AI that exists today. It's called narrow because it's trained to perform a single or a narrow task, often far faster and better than humans can. And then weak refers to the fact that the AI doesn't possess human-level, like, general intelligence. And examples of narrow AI include chatbots, autonomous vehicles, Siri, and Alexa, recommendation engines. So those are, the AIs that exist today. And there's another term that comes up as artificial general intelligence, AGI, sometimes referred to as strong AI. AGI is a type of, as of yet, unrealized, multifaceted machine intelligence that can learn and understand as well as a human can. And another term that's thrown around is artificial superintelligence. This refers to AI that is self-aware, like I was talking about previously, with cognitive abilities that surpass that of humans. So that's your Terminator style AI.
Okay, that's interesting. And that's really a good grounding, I think, for everyone listening, self included, to just understand what are the different types. Because when we say it, it's nothing in life is one monolith, right? One way of anything. So cool to see the differentiations. Just out of curiosity, before moving to the next segment here, do you have any preference, just as you are, a consultant and in the tech space and all that, like, is there any one that you prefer out of the ones you mentioned?
To prefer? I mean, I prefer the one that doesn't exist, the self-aware one.
Okay, the super enhanced one.
One that could actually make a difference.
Well, in your current day life, difference. Which one is most impactful in your life then, personally or professionally?
Which, I guess, the current day AI is impactful because it's pretty practical, like having not the chatbots, but, the voice assistants. I like having those because
those are the ones that
it's like having a digital assistant. They're not up to the level of a full-on assistant, but they make some stuff easier than if you didn't have them. So
I agree.
I know for today, those kind of stuff, the uses today are pretty good.
Okay.
And are there any concerns or best practices that should be used with artificial intelligence?
So on that brookings.edu site, they mentioned that there are 9 steps that we should consider to be really able to maximize AI benefits. So they go on to say, encourage greater data access for researchers without compromising users' personal privacy, which I thought was really important because privacy concerns is an ongoing big issue. Invest more government funding in unclassified AI research. Interesting.
Unclassified.
Mm-hmm. Promote new models of digital education and AI workforce development so employees have the skills needed in the 21st century economy. I thought that was super helpful, especially with our recent episode around livable wages and just kind of how do we get people to be able to make more money, and also within the grand scheme of how we're moving and technologically as a society. Creating a federal AI advisory committee to make policy recommendations. I thought that was really interesting, where that could be helpful or could just be more waste of time.
Now, but I mean, the issue now is the politicians don't understand the technology.
So maybe having some type of governance committee there could be helpful.
Somebody who's actually a part of the government that are experts on in the industry.
Gotcha. They say they recommended engaging with state and local officials so that they enact effective policies, regulate broad AI principles rather than specific algorithms. Fascinating. Take bias complaints seriously so AI does not replicate historic injustice, unfairness, or discrimination in data or algorithms. Really love that one, especially as a content creator. I definitely do not feel as much love as a Black content creator.
That's the trouble with the AI of today. It's not self-aware, so it's really truly based on the inputs that you give it. If you feed it a bunch of bad data, it's going to give you a bunch of bad data.
Input to output connection. Yeah, gotcha. And then maintaining mechanisms for human oversight and control, which, listen, we have human oversight and control, and the world is still, quite challenging for some. And,
I don't know if that's necessary.
So I don't know if that's really going to lend for better AI or output, but it's a recommendation.
Because that's the part where that's everything goes wrong, right? Somebody can be in there and have malicious intent. So
exactly.
That's how you get to the bad
And then
spot.
the last recommendation would be to penalize malicious AI behavior and promote cybersecurity. So I feel like these are really broad buckets that could be considered, but I think the overall recommendation that we should think about is, how is AI going to overall equally and equitably help our society across nations, across the diaspora of people, and also like are more certain people in certain communities and certain affluent societies are going to benefit more, or how are we being equitable with our approach to technological advancement? I think that's a big concern.
Yeah, it should be with the type of AI that we're using right now, the narrow one, because it can go really bad. It has. There's been some bad outcomes. Like I think we mentioned it on another episode where they were using AI to set like minimum sentencing, and it would always take the people of color and give them the longest sentencing because that's what was done in the past, and that's what was shown to it. So it said, you always do that.
Replicated historic discrimination
instead
and
of actually
behavior,
just being reasonable. It just did exactly what it did in the past. It said,
could we not harm
give
people of color
justice.
and marginalized folks in the world?
That's just funny to me. That AI, breaking a few rules of the road to me is one thing, but it shouldn't break things like absolute laws, like labor laws, because I can imagine that again, AI could be used wrongly to, help these companies save money and try to, I guess, avert the law. So those are kind of problems that can happen with the current day AI. But AI of the future, I think, will be very helpful because it will just treat everybody as equal and not say, this person is going to get this benefit just because they're, they make this amount of money. So that's the thing with AI.
Okay. And good point. And then we talked about preferences. So now I would love to know, what do you appreciate the most about AI technology? And you can totally throw out names if there are names or programs or platforms that you like the most.
Oh, okay.
Or appreciate the most.
All right. Well, I like we were saying previously, you asked me, I like the voice assistants, so I like them both. I like
the G and the A.
Yeah. Yeah,
we don't want to trigger anyone listening near their technology.
Yeah. So, that's true. Trigger that. So, but the Echo devices and the Google Nest devices, they have the voice assistant built in. But also, even on the phone, it has the voice built in. So,
and
I'll ask it a question. Yep. The cars have it, but I'm thinking about like hands-free voice assistant.
Okay.
Where I know it's a scary thing. They're always listening, but I mean, NSA is in your life, so you just gotta accept it. You cannot accept it, but you're gonna have to live on a remote desert island or something because it's. I prefer I prefer what you get out of it over the privacy because I could have all the privacy and then I can struggle doing simple tasks too. So I rather not. I need ways to make my life easier, but I also like the Tesla's driving assistant. It's not technically self-driving, but the way that the things that it can do, it's close to there. It's just not. You shouldn't technically call it that. It's really just a driving assistant, but it's much above any other assistant that's on the road. So I do like their autopilot and they call it self-driving system. I like using that. And AI for web searching is good too, because it could also narrowly focus on like a topic that you're researching.
Absolutely.
And I'm a part of the beta that Microsoft is using for their AI powered chat. So I'm getting a good taste of that. And it's kind of cool because it's almost like if you ask somebody a question and they came and they'll give you all this extra information that you probably would have asked later. It's actually even better than just a simple search where you got to search each term and then you got to maybe search more. The chat will actually just kind of predictably say, oh, you want to learn more about this?
Okay.
Here's information on that. It's actually really good. And I think they're adding like sourcing to it. So it would have been really good in college or for, doing a research paper and having sources in there. I think those three areas are really good for me so far with AI.
So, as y'all know, I'm Jamaican with 1,000 jobs. I've had a minimum of 3 jobs since I was 14, and nothing has changed. It's only gotten actually more compounded.
Compounded, okay.
Meaning, I don't know, I might have like 9 jobs right now or something like that. But as a content creator, of one of my hats that I wear, I really have loved the opportunity to create more adaptive, attractive content through AI. So some tools that we like and you all should check out listening. Copy.ai. We did a whole episode on it. So you can't be like, well, what is that? Go to WokeNFree.com, look up Copy.ai. You can learn why this tool is amazing and total game changer. Chat GPT. There's some people that are so on the Chat GPT thing. I like it. I've been playing around with it. There's also a website, and we'll include all links. If you're new to Woke and Free, we'll include all the links in the episode notes so that you can see it. But bbomb.com /best Chat GPT alternatives. It's like a whole thing. I'm trying to read it, but it's like hard. But yeah, just like click on the link, y'all. bbomb.com has like, and in addition to Chat GPT, other alternatives that you can check out. Also, big fan of Canva. Shout out to Canva and everything they do. They have an AI functionality that is really cool where you can generate images. So if you're looking to make children's book, coloring books, like any type of product that you are looking to make for your business, for schools, like any type of business is super, super helpful. So outside of that, I would say for me, because I live in the comm space, communications a lot personally, and even impacted in my work life, big fan of AI technology that is really revolutionizing communications and how you approach it and how you develop it and how you also help your audience like find the resources that they're looking for you to help your audience and the folks that follow you and support you get what they want.
Yeah, the AI is helping out media and content creation. That's it's,
love it. So in love.
It's making its way into every industry, really, right?
Absolutely.
Here we go, yo. So it is scenario time. Scenario 1. Sally wanted to get the highest score ever on Minesweeper, a classic PC game from the 90s. Unfortunately, an AI system was able to complete the game in less than 1 second. Will Sally's dream ever come true?
Ooh. I feel like you're asking me to like think like you, like a technical person.
Why do you have to think like me?
Because like the probability of that. I mean, I think that based on how I would interpret this scenario, I would say if an AI system is able to do something in less than 1 second, the reality of a human being able to compete with that is like 0, I believe. So I'm gonna say no, thank you, and goodbye is my answer.
So you're on the surface. You're exactly right.
Oh, cool. Okay, but then not on the surface.
But
I'm wrong.
But if we go deeper,
okay,
Sally, yes, the Sally in this human version that we are now. But what if Sally is able to enter a metaverse of some sort and use her mind to play the game?
Oh, so go that way. I thought you were going to say, well, what if Sally is AI? I was going to, it's like
that'd be a funny
Inception,
one. Then that's
right?
a trick
Like
question.
dream within dream within dream. Like, I see.
Yeah, technically it could have. Yeah, you could have gone that way with this question too, because I never stated Sally was human. So that's a really funny one. But it wasn't that way. I was thinking Sally's still a human. But what if she traversed the human state and went into the computer?
Transverse.
Yeah.
Nice words.
Yeah, if there may be a possible way for her to compete. So
good point.
Something to think about in the future.
Cool. That's interesting.
Scenario 2. Paget doesn't trust the AI neural networks for driving her around. She feels we need a true self-aware system before a driving system can safely replace humans. Do you think she is correct in her assertion?
No, I think she should get into a Tesla and really rethink her whole life. Because as I have sat in a Tesla and I am, fully on board, absolutely brainwashed, understood that the assignment is get a self-driving vehicle and there's no other way to go about it. It's environmentally more friendly. You are safer because I actually trust that system more than I trust myself. And anyone who questions that needs to look at the history of life and history of people driving. We have been behind the wheels and we cause accidents every single day.
I know, we're so dangerous.
The likelihood of a computer being worse than us is foolish. And get your life together. Like, really.
Well, that's their biggest hurdle for now is actually the human factor. Mm-hmm. That's the hardest thing for the system.
We mess it up.
Because we don't follow everything and we're not predictable, right?
I was just driving on the highway and what did I see? People flying by on, what's the side of the road where you're not supposed to drive? There's a gravel on the side of the road.
Oh,
it's on the right side though. I was in the right lane.
Are you on the highway? Or?
Yeah, I was on the highway on the right of me, where you're really not supposed to drive. But
you're not supposed to be in that
I saw
area.
literally 8 cars driving as fast as they can past me on the right of me.
But they were having an emergency, right?
Yeah, because there was an emergency, and it's like.
But were they getting off, or what were they trying to do?
They were just trying to. They were trying to be cute, and they were trying to like.
Oh, they just used it as a new lane.
Yeah, they created a whole new lane, and
it's like 8 people.
Like literally 8 people did it, and then they were all backed up, and so there was literally 4 or 5 lanes now, like because it was like everyone. It was just
that's like a breakdown lane. I mean, you're not.
I'm just like because they were not. They were definitely not law enforcement. They were regular old cars.
They just jumped in there and said, "Let's get around all this."
Like speeding by me.
Oh, that's weird that they were driving.
That was incredible. Quick. But AZ gets down. We did an episode around driving as well. Like
so that.
But it's like, and so people worry about AI and messing up. It's like people are the ones doing that. AI car is not going to be like, ooh, let's go drive in a non-driving lane and drive at 80 miles per hour.
Well, it won't. Yeah, it's not going to make so many brash decisions. It can now. It's still learning what the roads look like. Mm-hmm. So there's mistakes. It might not identify that cone correctly. There's certain things like that. Or when lane lines get tricky, it could throw it off. But it's not the human where it's saying, you know what, I'm tired of driving here. I'm just going to break the law on purpose. It doesn't do that. It doesn't drive emotionally. So that's the thing that's better about these systems.
That messes it all up.
I think it's funny that people are scared of these systems, but they're okay with a lot of the people on the road who cause accidents every day, right?
Every single day.
You're okay with that, but then these new systems come into play.
No.
And you're like, oh, that's the end of the world.
We need a more dangerous person behind the wheel. What are you talking about?
Yeah, this is not the end of the world. There's not even that many of these cars on the road, actually. So to be afraid of those, I don't.
Perplexing. But hopefully they listen to this episode and they go and test drive a Tesla and they get their lives together.
Yeah. Scenario 3. Erna is a recent college graduate, with a literary background. She wants to publish her first commercial book. Should she use AI to help her create a bestseller?
Yes, like yesterday. What are you talking about? I'm all about. As a person who's written several books, I would highly recommend the utilization of AI technology. Specifically, shout out to Copy.ai and ChatGPT. What I would say is for folks who are concerned about authenticity and also clarity and grammar.
Because some people also claim that it like plagiarizes actually, and you have to watch that.
You do have GPT. Yeah, well, yeah. So the Copy.ai is, you know, that you can read their service terms and stuff like that. But I would say that the value is, even if you don't use all of the content, most people struggle. And I just wrote a blog post about this on dressingroom8.com, which is the idea of like, how do you? Oh, not dressing room. Well, it's through it. I actually wrote it on my Microsoft. My Microsoft articles, I actually have, I write so many articles, so many different places. It's fantastic. So, I was writing around, the idea of how do you put yourself together to like write your first book? And a lot of people struggle with just getting started. And this AI technology like Copy.ai or ChatGPT could help you at least get the foundation together, right? Develop the outline, develop the introduction. And if you want to go in and rechange the sentence, folks, I mean, there's but so many ways to say things. So the idea of like quote unquote plagiarism, yes, you shouldn't take someone else's words word for word. However, it's really hard to write about something new. Most people have written about something in some way or form. So what you're doing is you're putting your personalized twist on it, your perspective, your lens, your background. So why not use this technology to help you write and create the world that you want to create, literally speaking, from a literary perspective, and get your life together again.
Does that take away from the authenticity though of the person itself?
No, not as long as you edit and make some tweaks to it and also add your reasoning, right? You could use Copy.ai to like put out like recommended steps, but then put in examples like which are going to be your personal examples. The system can't output that for you. So you could have like a list of like, you should do these 5 things. And then under each of those things, maybe put your personal stories, and that's your personalization to it. And that's your twist to it. And folks won't know the difference. So
that's a good one.
Right? And use this technology, get your money, honey, and get on with your life.
So you think that it will lead to, you think you could use AI to actually have a bestseller? You don't think it'll lead to you just
I think it's been used already, and people are playing games. And I think people should drink their water and mind their business.
Nice.
For 2023.
So that's what you're putting
Drink
out there.
your water and mind your business.
So
yeah.
Let's assume, are you okay with this claim? If we look at the top 10 bestsellers on one of the world's largest booksellers.
New York Times bestsellers?
No, it's another company that you love.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you can say it. Yeah. I don't know if you wanted to or not. But if we looked at their top 10 bestsellers, you're saying at least one of them has used AI to write the book?
I think 11.
Or is it out of the top 1,000 one is used AI?
Oh, no, I think in the top 100 you're going to find a strong preponderance of, because there are literally TikTokers on here saying how they've made 6 figures in their career or this month or this year or this quarter and using this technology to develop. Yep.
They wrote books using this AI technology.
Yes, exactly. So it's happening whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not. It's totally happening. The question is, do you want to make money? The question is, do you want to
Well, it depends what you want out of it, right? Because some people want to put themselves out there as just, this is me, this is my emotion, this is my, I made it all myself.
If you want your diary out there,
they want to actually make a living off of it, right?
Correct, yeah.
So, if you want it for your
do you want to be Ernest
then,
Hemingway, or do you want to be, I don't know, like oh gosh, what's the coach that I love him so much? He's yeah,
the coach.
He coaches people.
Snoop Dogg. Coach, like for the football.
What up, Snoop? What up, Holmes? No, he's tall and white.
Oh, okay.
And he's really tall. We watched him do the program with oh gosh, why is his name escaping me?
But you're not talking about the famous.
Yeah, the famous
life
coach. Yes.
Oh, so Tony Robbins?
Thank you. That's why I was dying when you gave the comparison.
I mean, Snoop Dogg is tall,
Snoop.
though. He's just not as, like, broad as him. But he's a little thinner.
Definitely not Tony Robbins.
But he's not a coach like that, yeah.
But Snoop is a coach, though, because he does that football
He's a different type of coach. Yeah, see, I thought you were talking like a football coach or
that's
something.
Incredible.
So I was like, I know Snoop's a coach of youth football.
Incredible.
So I was thinking that.
At least you did say Michael Strahan.
I was almost thinking of the other guy.
I love his book. I hope he wrote that with Copy. Well, no, I think he wrote that before Copy AI came out.
But a lot of people are using ghostwriters, right?
Facts.
I wonder if ghostwriters use AI. You couldn't even know what they were doing. Yes, absolutely. Right?
They probably do because I think that there are freelance copywriters that they write your content for you, but you don't know how they write it. So that's what I'm saying. I think that this system of
that's what's so funny.
Writing support and development has been around for many, many moons, and people need to get on board.
Yeah, people just didn't realize this is what's actually happening.
Now the veil is revealed, and people are like, "What? You didn't write every single word? Get out my face!"
There's just a funny thing though. Like, again, you gotta have kind of limits on this system because I believe it was CNET that they had a bunch of articles that they pumped out and it was all done by AI and they didn't even proofread or they didn't check it. And then some people found it. They said, "Hey, what's going on here, guys?" And they pulled all those articles that was pumped out by the AI.
So they didn't want to pay their writers and then went in this direction. Kind of thing,
that did it. I think it was just a test. They thought that let's see what happens, and it didn't work out.
So that's where the recommendation of human oversight could be helpful there, right? Like you can use AI technology. But have someone look, because absolutely, I've used it and it pumps out to me and it says insert book. You can't publish it where it says insert link or, with copy.ai, we've had some fun searches where ninjas are real, where, ninjas on the roof, like, what?
Ninjas are real and they're on the roof.
That's not what I'm talking, what are you talking about? Well, that's what you said. No,
it tells you some interesting scenarios.
So, having some insight, having some personalization is key, but banning a system or saying that, denouncing it just because it's too new or too modern is not effective or a productive way to approach technological enhancement and advancements.
Yeah, I think people are scared of it replacing them. Really.
Yeah, because all the writers,
why do you need humans when
because
you
now need writers to read and proofread.
That's currently, but if we ever upgrade our AI and get something,
well, then then you could totally eliminate the human element. But then guess what? All of those writers then become coders, I guess, or people that have to edit the systems or algorithms. Again, there's always a silver lining to something. So
I mean, in this case, but if we ever get to the point of
where it
AI,
never needs humans,
what if you get to a point where AI doesn't really need humans? It can make its own robots and physical things.
I don't know. I mean, go and read Divergent, see how it works.
But that we're way off from that.
Yeah, we're not there yet. It's not going to happen in our lifetime. So we're straight.
We've got a while before these robots
KJ, we'll see,
Before we have robot overlords, we're way off of that, right? The AI is not there. It needs oversight. It needs help. It needs oiling.
It's okay, guys. The Matrix is not, it's not falling apart just quite yet. So we'll make it through. But we are at that time again. It's coming to the end of our 288th episode of WokeNFree. Quietly episode discussing why artificial intelligence is revolutionizing the world. Khalil, what do folks need to do now?
Come back next week for the new WokeNFree Wednesday episode. Make sure you follow us on social media to follow along with the conversation. And come back next week for the new WokeNFree Wednesday episode. Make sure you follow us on social media to follow along with the conversation. And make sure you tune in next week for WokeNFree Wednesday to join the conversation at WokeNFree.com.
If you'd like to be a guest on the show, we are having considerations this year. So if your story is compelling, if you have something you really feel is going to benefit WokeNFree Nation, then we want to hear about it. So best place to reach us is on our Contact Us page at WokeNFree.com. That's WokenFree.com. On social, again, find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, and LinkedIn at WokenFree. And all sponsorship and collaboration queries should be directed to our Contact Us page at WokenFree.com.
If you didn't already subscribe, please do share the episode and make sure you come back to join the conversation every Wednesday for WokenFree Wednesdays. Remember, WokenFree is more than a podcast. It is a way of life. Until next time.